Halloween is a popular holiday in San Marcos, and multiple costume shops have popped up around the city within the past month. Spirit Halloween is one of the more popular stores, housing over 250 costume options for men, women, and children. The famous character Pennywise from the movie sensation It seems to be a hot costume this year, already being sold out at the store. Other popular costumes are in stock.
I feel like girls are probably gonna go for like cops, like I just said. Like that's a super easy one, and there are so many like options you can do with that, like SWAT person or something like that.
Men and women alike are finding something to wear this Halloween.
I feel like a very popular one every year is hippies, because everybody in San Marcos already dresses as a hippie anyway, so they have all the gear for it.
Most students are hoping to wear budget-friendly costumes or simply use clothing they already own.
I was thinking maybe like a cop or a ninja, just because I have a lot of black clothing. I don't want to like spend a lot of money, so something easy.
There are a lot of options for creating something fun or scary.
Most Halloween stores in the area will be open until October 31st, so plenty of time to get your last-minute Halloween shopping in. For Bobcat Update, I'm Brianne Barrow.
The square is a hub for students to come and consume alcohol during their free time. And while most of these students are 21 and older, there are minors who try to sneak their way around the law.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of kids that come in here thinking that they're going to get away with, getting drinks and stuff, but we kind of like to crack down on that. We typically ID every person unless they kind of look older than 21.
Bartenders and servers say those caught with fake IDs are often Texas State underclassmen.
Demographic, I'd probably say the underclassmen mostly. You can always kind of tell when someone's using a fake ID, or like, I don't know, there's certain things that tell you that it's a fake ID that might not necessarily be the ID itself.
Employees of restaurants and bars can get into serious trouble serving a minor, even if it's by accident. They can be fired, fined, or even jailed.
If you do get caught, serving a minor, you do get a fine. You can be resigned from, the establishment where you're working at. So I definitely take my job very seriously in making sure I don't, serve underage nor get caught.
Because harsh punishments can be doled out, bartenders and servers take their jobs very seriously. They are trained to catch minors.
It's going to be the underclassmen that are kind of nervous about using it, that come in and don't look at you when they show you their ID and stuff like that.
Employees warn minors that they themselves will face penalties if found trying to drink underage. If caught, they may be arrested or fined.
I mean, do it responsibly, but don't come in here thinking that you're going to get away with it, because typically there's a lot of people that are trained out here that are going to catch you.
Underage drinking can have long-term consequences, including one's status at the university. For Bobcat Update, I'm Brianne Barrow.
Texas State hosted events throughout the week leading up to Saturday's football game. Students participated in such activities as the Taco Throwdown, Texas State's Got Talent, and the Spirit Rally. Unfortunately, some events were canceled because of poor weather conditions, but that didn't stop the Bobcat family from keeping the Texas State pride alive.
Homecoming really means to us is just a union. All of us coming together for one big day to support our football team. Hopefully they'll take that dub, and we just all celebrate together. We're going to celebrate regardless.
The homecoming king and queen winners were announced during Saturday's game, which continued a long tradition.
A great performance from the football team, and an amazing Bobcat marching band performance as well.
It was a home victory for the Bobcats. Texas State defeated South Alabama 30-28. For Bobcat Update, I'm Andrea Morales.
Whenever we decided to do this, we knew it was going to be a place, it wasn't strictly for weddings, but it was more so geared towards weddings than anything else. And so whenever we drove up, it was real fun. You saw this old farmhouse and then just this open land behind you. It's a part of New Braunfels that is really just still the true New Braunfels feel, where it's just the openness, and you've got the farmlands and the rolling, just openness behind you. And just kind of felt the whole history here. Everything felt right whenever we pulled up, and so just kind of knew from the very start whenever we got here that this was it.
actually is one of the first houses in Guadalupe County to have power. And it actually was the field itself, since we sit in a 52-acre hayfield, was the parajumper landing spot, and then they would have to like walk across the street during the Second World War. So it actually has some really cool kind of Army history to it.
It's ever evolving, I think, is the hardest part, is that you have to always be furthering your education in the industry. Always you're having to seek information, you're having to seek the new trends, you're having to do styled shoots all the time and do social media, and that's one of the things that is on my plate with the business. And I think that's the hardest part for me, is the marketing part of it, is that you have to always be relevant, and it's just, the wedding industry is on point and at the same speed as the fashion industry. You know, you'll have a trend, and yeah, some trends stay and they stick around, but most of the time it's not. It's changing a lot. And so for us, I'd say the hardest part is just staying relevant, because if you're not moving forward with it, you're kind of slowing down and slowly dying. And so luckily for us, though, that is one of the same things that drives us and inspires us. So it's a kind of a double-edged sword, but we do make as much fun with it as we can.
We had this like chain link roll of fencing that a tree had actually grown through over by the bar, the smokehouse area, and we were yanking on it, like couldn't get it out. And so Cassie was like, what if we tried to pull it out with my car? So Cassie doesn't have a truck. She has an X5 BMW, so we back it on up to it. And I originally tied just this rope around it. Such a bad idea. It almost popped off, popped me in the face, but luckily dodged it, tied a chain to it, and we're able to yank it off. But then Cassie thought it'd be absolutely hysterical to just start driving around and driving with this huge ball of wire behind her. And I'm like, don't go on the street, don't go on the street. So sure enough, she goes on the street and makes a turn, and we were working on the fence at the same time. Oh, thank God she cleared the fence, but she took out the telephone a router box, just bowling pinned it. It was hysterical. Oh my, I was absolutely dying. And then AT&T came by a couple weeks later and was like, hey, so we noticed that our phone lines are down over here. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know who did that.
The vision we had for it was just, we knew we wanted to create something that just was welcoming for everybody, that they came on property and knew, hey, this is a good feel, and they just felt right. Obviously, it would be a wedding venue and event space. We dabbled with different ideas about the structure for the actual event hall, but pretty much everything else we kind of knew from the beginning, how we were going to make the farmhouse look and how we were going to make the groom suite look. But this space, we definitely watched a lot of
DIY.
Yeah,
a lot of YouTube videos.
Fixer-upper.
But our parents also taught us a lot, specifically our dad. He actually taught us how to make all the doors. So we ended up making all of the doors. Mm-hmm. So we actually learned a lot through the construction process, and yeah. that was something that I guess in regards to vision changing, whenever you start a business, you're like, oh, we'll just buy this and just buy this, and then you realize that might not exist. That size, that color, that style that you want. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll just make them.
Being here, witnessing it, seeing everybody else, they take pictures out here. I'm like, oh my God, they're taking pictures out there. I just don't know, you're just seeing them really enjoy and be in the moment. But I think the other part is when we get the wedding albums in and the wedding videos, you're like, oh my God, that's the farmhouse. We created that space, and it's just I never thought it could be so beautiful. I mean, I don't know if you did, but I just look at the videos, and those are the ones, they make me cry. We've been ugly crying before out in the chapel watching videos.
Sobs just everywhere. It's so fun, even whenever we've had vendors that are here during a wedding that I'll walk outside and they're taking photos, specifically in front of these big barn doors. It just makes everyone so small, and they're just such this gigantic structure that it's very, very unique. And so it just makes me so happy whenever I get to see people enjoying something that we worked so hard on.